Welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report. I'm Chase Sr. Thank you so much for hanging out here with us. And we have some breaking Niners news to get to. March 20th of 2024. It's going to be a day that we are never going to forget. Why is that? Because 49ers wide receiver Deebo Samuel has officially blocked me on X, formerly known as Twitter. We got to talk about this. I'm distraught. Now keep in mind, here on the 49ers Report, we're allowed to have fun. Sarcasm and sense of humor are very good traits. I've seen a lot of people ripping me in the comment section on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. People are calling me a clown. They're saying I'm begging for attention, but this is a matter that we simply have to discuss here on the show. Now, how did this all come about? Got word on the Niner Twitter streets that Deebo Samuel was calling out fans, that he was very unhappy. So naturally, because it's my job to talk about the San Francisco 49ers, I looked up Deebo Samuel's Twitter account to see what exactly he was saying, because sometimes these things can get blown out of proportion and sometimes words can be twisted. But when I searched Deebo on X, I was met with this message right here. You're blocked. I could not see his tweets. I could not see what he said. Thus, I was unable to do my job. But I was able to beat the system because in life, there's always a way to beat the system. Whether it's legally, whether it's going the route and navigating the social media streets to find out exactly what Deebo Samuel said. So even though at Chase_Senior on X, give me a follow by the way, is blocked by at 19 problems, I was still able to see what Deebo Samuel was saying. And let's react to it together. First tweet happened at about 1:21 Eastern, and that would be 10:21 Pacific. Can we have a life when football season is over that we can travel, enjoy ourselves, go out, and have fun without you, quote, fans, saying all of this unnecessary shit? Folks be bugging. Saquon Barkley tweeted this out. Man, I tell you what, some of you get on this app and just reach for anything. Deebo quote tweeted that with a bunch of exclamation points, basically saying, Saquon, I agree. Deebo, another tweet. And no, ain't talking about no trade rumors or your make-believe false reports. And then finally, Deebo Samuel signed off until seemingly July when he said, Uno off here, see you in July. Now, Deebo Samuel switched his jersey number from 19 to 1, so that's number 1, signing off, see you in July. We'll see, actually, if Deebo Samuel does not come back or tweet until July. It's only March 20th here. So April, May, June, July, that's 4 months without Twitter. It's pretty tough to deal with. At least it would be for me. I might be addicted. Does Deebo have a point with all of this? Look, I get it. And let's be serious here for a moment. Athletes are people too. Human nature is real. It is not easy to be in the spotlight. And I would never call myself a celebrity. 25,000 followers on Instagram, 12,000 followers on X. I see what some people say about me on Instagram, on X, on social media. It can get to be a lot sometimes. Now, I did hear a great quote recently. Why would you ever put stock into what somebody else is saying about you when they don't know you? Only put stock in what those who care about you and those who you care about say about you. That's real. And I think that nowadays, some of these athletes can be soft from time to time. Like, would Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, or Kobe Bryant ever waste their time blocking people on social media? I highly doubt it. But human nature is real. People get in their feelings. There are people who rip me all the time. My looks, how I talk, that I'm a crappy 49ers Report host, that I shouldn't be doing this. Now, a lot of what I get back is overwhelmingly positive, and I focus on that. But I also get that mental health is really important to prioritize. I was born in 1992, grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. A lot of people did not talk about mental health. I'm glad that it's getting more awareness now. My sister is a psychotherapist. Her and I talk about these issues all the time. My mom passed away in 2018 because of cancer. I watched her literally die and get put into a body bag. That was a lot for me to handle. That was a lot for me to deal with. Mentally, I was in a really, really rough spot. I didn't care about life anymore. Didn't care if I lived anymore. I was depressed. I was sad. I had anxiety. I get that you have to do what's necessary to get yourself on the right track as far as your mental health goes. If this is Deebo Samuel's outlet and way of doing that, that's totally cool with me. It's all good. You're an athlete and you need to block out the noise. LeBron James turns off social media when he goes into the playoffs. I think he calls it 0 dark 30 mode. But athletes say this all the time. It's a business. And it's a popular quote. It's a business. Deebo Samuel demanded a trade. Why is that? It's a business. I'm in the business of talking ball. And I have never said that the Niners should trade Deebo Samuel or that I would trade Deebo Samuel. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the player here. The player whose jersey I have. The player who I celebrate on this very show. Because I respect his game. I've said to his face, he's one of one and special. Deebo is electric. He's a game breaker. He's a game changer. I've never said I would trade Deebo. All I have said, that if the 49ers, because of financial commitments and financial constraints, have to keep one wide receiver and trade one, I would keep Brandon Aiyuk over Deebo Samuel. Why is that? Because Brandon Aiyuk is the better wide receiver. Is he the better weapon? Maybe that sides with Deebo. But Brandon Aiyuk is the better wide receiver. And this is the reality. It's going to be tough for the 49ers to pay two wide receivers $25 million per year. And if they have to get rid of one, I'm keeping Aiyuk because younger, more durable, more productive player. You don't believe me? Look at the numbers the last 2 years since Deebo Samuel signed that contract extension. Brandon Aiyuk, more games with 33 as compared to Deebo's 28. More targets, 219 to 183. More catches, 153 to 116. More than 800 more yards, 2,300 plus to 1,500 plus. Yards per catch, 15.4 to 13.1. Total touchdowns, 15 to 17. And you give credit where credit is due there with Deebo Samuel. And a lot of you naturally, after looking at that graphic, might say, well, Chase, Deebo Samuel only does what Kyle Shanahan asks of him. That is true. And Deebo Samuel is a special one-of-one game-breaking weapon. But he's also being paid like a wide receiver. He is not being paid like a running back where the market is a lot lower. Deebo signed a 3-year, $71.5 million contract. He has a 2024 cap hit of $28.6 million. Ask yourselves this question. Has he lived up to that astronomical deal with games played, production, consistency, availability, and dropping passes in the Super Bowl? Getting locked up in the Super Bowl? No, he has not lived up to that contract. So that's why I've said that if the Niners have to make a very difficult emotional and financial and roster decision, the decision for me would be easy. The decision is to keep Brandon Aiyuk over Deebo Samuel. And I've said this on Twitter plenty of times. I floated out the idea of trading Deebo Samuel. He probably was searching his name, Deebo Samuel trade. It's easy to see. My name pops up. Block, 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 block. All of the people who have negative things to say, he blocks them. Now, I personally think in our country, we should have more disagreements, and it's okay to disagree. We should have more open-minded conversations. We should have more dialogues. We should challenge one another instead of just, I'm going to block somebody and I'm going to have a hissy fit about that. Again, Deebo can do whatever he wants to do. If you think that I'm tripping and that I'm distraught over being blocked by Deebo, you don't know me, because I simply do not care. But I'm also a content creator who talks about the San Francisco 49ers, and this is a little bit of a story because it has to do with me, has to do with Deebo, especially when he's calling out fans. Now, a lot of you hit me up on social media, and you've asked, Chase, what does this mean for the Deebo chance on the show? Because the receipts are there. The track record is there. The history is there. When Deebo Samuel has scored touchdowns during our watch parties, during our live shows, during our regular shows, touchdown San Francisco! Deebo. Whoa. That's what we do here on the show. Now, I'm not going to stop doing the Deebo chants. The Deebo chants are still going to live on because I respect the player. And Deebo can do whatever he wants to do on social media. So we'll continue to do the Deebo chants. Let me know what you think we should do. Do you disagree with me? But something that we have to do here on the show is at least pour one out for Deebo Samuel blocking me on X. Deebo, I'm so sorry that I hurt your feelings. I hope that we can right our wrongs, we can talk it out, and we can get back on the right path. Chase Sr., blocked on X. Chase Sr., out.